This play was more than a game-ending kick. It was the Bruins' season. They were undefeated at that moment, were ranked number 8, and were about to play an unranked Utah. The game transcurred and they had the chance to win with a field goal. Fairbairn missed it. And Utah just completed an upset. UCLA fell down in the rankings and then ended up losing to Oregon and Stanford, and then ended up playing the Alamo Bowl. However, today I'll be discussing what if UCLA actually won the game. Here's what would have happened. I used what if in Sports Sim to get the results here. UCLA won the game 24-27 versus Utah and is still undefeated and now moves up to 6th in the polls. They climbed to number 6 in the polls. This time Kai'mi Fairbairn makes the kick and sends off Utah and saves UCLA from receiving an upset. UCLA climbs up to number 6, and then they have their game versus Oregon. They lose to Oregon, however, it wasn't the case until the second half when Oregon recomposed themselves. They scored 17 points in the second half, which, had those points not be there, UCLA would have closed out an amazing upset. And then they had their game versus Stanford. They were at that moment 9-1 and had the chance to go to the championship game. This is what happened. UCLA completed a rout of Utah 6-44 and was looking promising for the championship game. Ranked at number 3, all they had to do was defeat number 2 ranked Oregon in a rematch, and they would be in the college football playoff. Let's see what happens. UCLA defeated Oregon 19-27 and climbed up to number 2. However, and then this is how the final rankings came out. These were the final 4 rankings. Instead of Oregon, UCLA is now number 2 in the polls, and instead of Florida State comes in TCU. I mean, Florida State was undeserving of the playoff spot. To be fair, they truly were. They weren't deserving of the playoff spot, and this is how the final rankings were in this new scenario. Number 1 Alabama, number 2 UCLA instead of Oregon, number 3 TCU, number 4 Ohio State, number 5 Florida State, and number 6 Baylor. And now we have the college football playoff semifinal. UCLA defeated the Horned Frogs in the semifinal in the Rose Bowl 13-34 and looked promising for the national championship. They would go on to play Ohio State after completing what could have been a rout of TCU, and which even though they started off losing 7-0, they would quickly bounce back 27-10, and TCU wouldn't score again until the 4th quarter. Let's see what happened in the national championship. Ohio State still takes the championship. However, this was one very locked game, as Ohio State didn't win until touchdown with 42 seconds left. UCLA just capped off one of their best seasons under quarterback Brett Hundley, who now, instead of going in the 2nd or 3rd round, if I remember correctly, he goes as one of the top picks. And meanwhile, let's see what this meant for other teams. Oregon, instead of making the national championship, now plays in the Alamo Bowl. TCU now has a playoff spot instead of winning a semi-meaningless bowl against Ole Miss. And now, instead of having, the positive for Florida State is that there's no longer the stumbling Jamie's meme, but instead, their title defense was a lot less than what we expected, finishing 5th in the rankings. UCLA caps off an almost perfect season, and instead of maybe they end up having a much different record than what they have now. Not saying that, but would have been better. Maybe they don't fire Mora. Maybe Mora stays and actually develops better, just continues to develop UCLA, and maybe they don't finish 4-8. 6-6 is what I realistically expect if Mora was still coach of UCLA, but I don't think. Well, I do think he would have done better than Chip Kelly this season, but I don't see anything more higher than 6-6, to be honest. So, comment below what you think the record would be had they not lost to Utah, and I'll see you around.